You always have to be careful giving the podium to a political scientist. I have 3 short thank yous tonight, but before I do, just a factoid for the cadets in the audience and anyone else who looks forward to or maybe just starting their careers as an Air Force aviator. I think you should note that this year's 4 distinguished graduates have very diverse and different resumes, but all 4 of us have one single item on that resume that's the same. All 4 of us served a tour as Air Force jet instructor pilots. And all 4 of us will tell you what a profoundly positive impact that experience had, not just on the rest of our flying, but on many other things we did. I'm just saying. On the thank you side, first, thank you to our Association of Graduates, to your great chairman, Kathy McLean, to Marty Macalango, to Jeff Holmquist, to the rest of the AOG board, and many others. Thank you to the superintendent, the entire USAFA leadership staff, and the headquarters team. A special thanks tonight to a class of '68 guy named Art Miller. I never knew Art Miller. He flew A-1 Skyraiders about 1.5 years before I did, and that's a very special group of grads from this place, less than 50 of us. Art Miller is the person that did all the hard work to nominate me for this award, and he and his wife Becky were all set to fly up here from Austin, and somebody broadsided her car yesterday, and so Becky apparently has some bruises, but nothing serious, but I'm sad about that, and Nancy and I owe Art and Becky a dinner sometime. Second, as I said a little bit in the video, I think it's very important to thank those remarkable mentors who guided me over this somewhat crazy career. They took the time to point me, to direct me, to suggest things over and over again. Many of them are USAFA grads, many of them are Air Force officers, and some are indeed DGs. I can't possibly thank them all, but I want to mention a few just because I know how many other people in the audience would have them on their list. First, Brigadier General retired and former Associate Dean Mal Waken. Second, Brigadier General retired and former Political Science Department Head Wes Posvar. Third, another famous Andy, Dean of Faculty, Brigadier General Robert McDermott. Major General Don Shepard that I already mentioned in the video. And finally, class of '63, Colonel Mike Christie, who literally recruited me and then mentored me in this crazy career. Nancy and I thought we might be in Washington 6 months, and here I am 23 years later with Heydrich and Struggles. Finally, and most importantly, I want to thank my family. My dad's looking down on us now with that classic twinkle in his eye because he's still teasing 2 of his 3 sons who wear blue suits. Brother Marty's a '72 grad, and Dad was a Navy combat officer in the Pacific in World War II, but I think he forgave us once he learned about our Air Force Academy. Mom is still today the family leader, and while she's not here tonight, remains the matriarch of all the Jaynes. And brothers Marty and Tom, thank you. Tom's here with us tonight. Marty and Nancy Burns, who many of you know, are driving Mom home from Florida, and Tom and I and all of us were down there with them before that. So we miss them, and we're thinking about them. Our daughter Catherine, our son-in-law Eric, our son Matt, you saw some good pictures there in the video, are also here. Thank you guys so much for being here. It means the world to me. And I know you can see and appreciate how all this marvelous academy did for your dad. We've got a very close family, and I'm honored also to have here tonight my nephew, Tommy Jayne, and his wife, Hannah. They live in one of the neatest towns I've ever been in, Buena Vista, Colorado. My cousin, Hank Jonas, and his wife, Bev, all the way from Corning, New York. My cousin, Sarah, and her husband, Mark Dow, all the way from Lee's Summit, Missouri. Again, I really appreciate it, and thank you guys for being here. But the biggest thanks goes to Nancy King Jayne. She's been my partner now for almost 6 decades, mother to Catherine and Matt, particularly while Dad took 2 years and went off to war, and then after that traveled for weeks and days and months in both the Air National Guard and business. Nancy's been my steady wingman. Frankly, sometimes she's been the flight lead, sometimes she's been the mission commander. Thank you, my love. I wouldn't be here tonight without you. Thank you all.